Well, good evening, I suppose. Afternoon? It seems really dark out, so it makes me want to say evening. But it's just because it's a gloomy, rainy day, not because it's getting dark, I don't think. Maybe it is. It's not that late. It's only 4:30. My clock says it's 5:30, but it's first breaks of the day. Daylight savings was last night, so my clock is not properly calibrated, if you will. My GPS is right though, and my phone is right, so have no fears, I will not lose track of the actual time. So I'm just heading out. I came in bit ago, did my parked regen that I said I was going to do. I feel like the camera's pointed too low. Maybe it was fine, you probably won't notice a difference. I noticed editing every time I adjusted, it was fine before I adjusted it. You can see I brought somebody with me. He gets so excited to go on car rides, but I brought him with me on one trip in the truck and he just freaked out the whole time. And it was to Idaho, so it was like 9 hours each way or something. He stays excited the whole time. He doesn't like mellow out. I would think he would like, you know, settle into the fact that we're going on a car ride. He'd get used to it after, you know, an hour or something, but he doesn't. He stays crazy excited the whole time until I park for the night. Then he crashes, because he usually just sleeps all day, so I don't know where he finds all this energy, but yeah, once we park, then he just crashes, he's out. Anyways, so I did my parked regen that I said I was going to do. I got my tarps Friday night, got all that taken care of, so now we're just rolling out, making our way to Idaho. So yeah. According to my GPS, I should, well, according to my GPS plus an hour, I should get there exactly when I plan to. Like I said Friday, I kind of planned it all out, figure when I should leave. I don't want to waste any time, so I want to get there exactly 10 hours from when I need to start, so that, you know, if I get there too early, then I have to wait 12 hours for them to open, then I'm wasting 2 hours. So that's why I'm leaving when I'm leaving, so that it works out perfectly where I get there, shut her down, and it's exactly 10 hours until they open and I can get going again. So, yeah. So we're just starting our trek. I'm going to go through Oregon to get there. Jump down to Oregon, cut across 180 miles or so through Oregon, then veer back northeast through the southeast corner of Washington, and then into Idaho, and I'll be there. Getting noisy with these windows down. The puppy likes fresh air, as most of them do, so I was keeping the windows down for him, but he's back there. So, anyways, I'll probably stop for fuel in Arlington. I stopped there the first time through to Idaho, which was my first couple videos. The fuel spot was kind of sketchy, I thought, but I'm not really used to the CFNs. Last time I was driving for this company, or leased to this company, or whatever you want to call it, we had packed ride cards, so that was really only the second CFN I'd gone to. Usually I stop at the same one all the time on my way north to Seattle, so stopping at that one was the first time I'd stopped at a different one, and I thought it was kind of sketchy. But now I've stopped at a bunch, and most of them are kind of sketchy, really. I've only had really a couple nice ones, so it's not so sketchy after all. So, and I've been there before, I know where it is, I know there's, you know, room for me to get in and out, so it's comfortable. So anyways, I'll stop there, get some fuel. That's about, what, 150 miles away, and then yeah, carry on. So I'll be be driving for quite a while. It's going to be dark most of the time, so I don't know how much I'll update, if at all. I may not update until I'm parked for the night. If I do update any more while driving, it'll be with the red light on, so you guys won't be able to see me too well anyways. Obviously, I'm not going to have much opportunity to get footage out the windshield because it's going to be dark, and I'm going to be out in the country where there's no other traffic, so anyhow, I'll record whatever there is to record, and maybe this will just be a really short video. We'll see. I won't know till I edit it. So, anyhow, that's it for now. Well, obviously I'm still driving. It's, 9-something. I'm in the middle of nowhere on a little 2-lane highway, and there are so many deer out here. Holy crap. They're everywhere. You can't really see them until you're going by them. I got my brights on, so sometimes I can see them. So I've seen, I don't know, 25, 30 deer and like 1 coyote and something wadded up dead in the road. Could have been a possum. I'm not sure if there's fox out here. I don't know if we're far enough east yet. Or it could have been a coyote. It looked like it was either, well, it looked like it had been rolled down the highway a bit, and it was either white but had blood kind of spread around it, or it was an orangish color. But yeah, there's a lot of deer out here, mostly does, but there was one real nice buck. All the does are, as I go by them, you can tell they're kind of skittish, and they're just watching the truck. The one buck in particular, man, I gotta sneeze, sorry. The one buck in particular that, he was like right on the side, and he had a nice rack. When I didn't see him at first. I saw a doe going right across the road in front of me. She was a ways up, but I could see her from a distance going across the road, so I started slowing down, just in case there was more coming behind her. And then as I got closer, I could see the body of one just standing right on the side of the road. And as I continued to get closer, I noticed it was a big buck, and he wasn't paying any attention to me. He was watching the doe she had finished her way across the street and was in the field on the other side. And he was standing right here watching her. Yeah, he had a nice big rack. I mean, it's dark out and I'm going kind of fast. So it's not like I could count his points or anything, but anyway, there's just a lot of deer out here. I haven't seen any since I started recording, but I've been on high alert. Just slowed down, keeping the brights on, just trying to stay alert, keep an eye out for the deer, because I don't want to destroy the front end of my truck. Deer don't have insurance, which means I gotta cover it. My insurance would cover it, but I gotta pay the deductible, and I don't want to do that. I got enough stuff to pay right now. So anyhow, I've got a turn coming up in just over a mile. And then I believe this is, there's a lot of stars out. I believe this is the last turn, pretty much until I get there. Until I get to the general vicinity of where I'm going anyways. keep on keeping on. Speed limit going down. And see if I can't find my way where I'm going. I haven't been out here in years, so I'm lost. It's a good thing I have GPS. When I was trucking before, like for this company, when I used to come out here quite a bit, I didn't have GPS. I just used a map book all the time. Trucking's a whole different world with all the technology that we have today. I mean, it's so much easier now than it was 7-8 years ago. I mean, they had GPSs back then. I don't know if they had trucker-specific GPSs. It was, you could get like, you know, a TomTom or whatever, a car GPS. But I don't know, now anymore, like every driver's got a trucker GPS and Google Maps on your phone, and you can like totally research where you're going, get a satellite view, determine if there's anywhere to park, like nearby, if it's somewhere where you're gonna spend the night. I don't know, all that stuff. You can have everything totally researched in a matter of minutes, where before it was, you know, look at a map book to get you basically from major city to major city, and then call the customer for directions from there and hope they knew what they're talking about. And most of the time they didn't, because they don't drive big trucks. They don't know how much room you really need. They just give you directions to go the way that they drive to work every day, not a way that's actually appropriate for a 70-foot long truck. So this is just a tiny little town. We're going like right through downtown, like Main Street, something. Wow, I like these little old towns. I'd like to live somewhere like this. I know you can't see it, but just a tiny little town. Everything's old school. I dig that stuff. My wife grew up in a tiny little town, so she has no interest in living in a tiny little town now. She wants to live in the city. And I think I said this in another video, maybe not, I don't know. But I grew up in the city. I want to move out to the middle of nowhere. So someday we'll meet in the middle. For now, we've always, you know, for the last going on 15 years that we've been together, we've always been in the city. So someday we'll be out in the middle of nowhere. Until then, I'll just drive through the middle of nowhere and enjoy the heck out of that. Anyhow, really, I just wanted to find something. I just wanted to talk about something, because I know there's not a lot of footage on this trip. So, and I was seeing a lot of deer. I could have turned the camera around and tried to film them, but I know, A, the camera probably wouldn't have been able to pick them up anyways, because I've kind of noticed this thing's not great in low light at all. There's probably some settings. I mean, I can probably adjust it to do better in low light, but I don't know how, and I'm sure I can figure it out, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal to me. I'll just not try to film very detailed stuff in low light. Like filming this, me, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't think you guys care about counting my nose hairs when it's dark out. You can wait until it's light to do that if that's your deal. So, yeah, I just figured that all those deer was an excuse to talk about something. So, I'm gonna carry on, and maybe I'll check back in when I'm where I'm going, or maybe I'll think of something else before then, or I don't know, whatever.